Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Eliali in this incarnation. Mercury entered in Leo yesterday, June 27th, went out of Cancer, and it is going to stay there until September 2nd. Its transit is going to be extended because it is going to be a retrograde on July 18th. So here we will have the revision that Mercury will do. So I will talk about that later. Mercury entering in Leo could connect us a lot with the things that we feel passionate about, with this will of sharing our ideas, creations, these phases of ourselves that represent feeling more authentic. It is a period where we could take decisions, connecting with projects to irradiate our light, connecting with people that can contribute in a creative way with ourselves and vice versa. Recognizing talents, things that that we feel we can do good, to develop them, to use them, of course, to apply them. And as I anticipated on Sunday, it is making trends with Saturn and Neptune in Aries, something that we didn't see before. Therefore, this is something that adds a lot of capacity of concretion regarding these decisions or projects. This is special to whatever thing, it is referring to the creative land, I don't know, creative world, especially if we are talking about arts. It is not the only thing, but Leo is exposition, to give to ourselves, to give ourselves to others. Sorry. Neptune is the inspiration. It is the access to the sparks of light that we could bring to this plane and turn them, for example, into an artistical work. But it could be other kind of ideas for the people that are not artists. So Saturn, it is the structure, and because everything is in fire, this could be something that we feel a lot of emotion and enthusiasm to approach, but also will require its process, to fit with our energy, because the initial impulse is right there, it is disposed, but then we have to sustain in time. And also Leo is a sign associated to the game, to playing, to our inner child and the experiences that our inner child, the child that we were, transited. Children, kids, daughters and sons, romance and self-love, the self-esteem, because it is ruled by the sun, which is our identity and our ego, and everybody incarnated in here with an ego. Therefore, these topics could be also activated, and they are going to, these are going to move aspects that could be unconscious, or situations that we need to recognize if there is an imbalance regarding to the power, whether if we are ceding that to something or because we are trying to control something. And this other thing, it is linked with something that I also anticipated on Sunday, which is Mercury activating this opposition with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. This is going to be perfected on June 29th. In fact, it is on track since Mercury was in... It has been on track since Mercury was in the last degrees of Cancer, participated of the new moon in Cancer. These tensions are going to show us dimensions in shadow of us, parts that could be repressed or denied, and there is a tendency to project these parts outside, with an opposition. The shadows of Mercury Leo have to do with arrogance and the illusion of superiority, which actually reveals a low self-esteem, inflexibility of ideas. This happens a lot with fixed signs in its lowest vibrations, seeking attention or wanting to be seen, but from a place that could be childish. This happens in adults with frequency, and if it's manifested, it is not to judge that, in ourselves or in other people. It is to understand and to transform, which is not the same as tolerate everything, of course. Because these kind of patterns emerge from painful situations or, scarcity, things that we have transited when we were children. So there could be the other polarity, the pain or the anger of not feeling seen or appreciated by others. And if this is something that on the other side, I mean, the experience or the situation, it is something that is not validating, we are not receiving validation of the other side, the most probable thing it is that we have to cover that need of our inner child and to ourselves look at ourselves, and perhaps through that process we discover that we are forcing relationships or situations from decisions that are not responding to self-love. And with Pluto also appear the obsessions, when the intense and excessive focus in something is manifesting, and that is creating discomfort. That is happening for us to realize the projection that we are making, that the things that we aren't looking in us. Perhaps we have been repressed or denied something, whether this is from the positive or negative side. I mean, there could be an obsession with something that we want to contain or develop, or there could be an obsession with something that generates a lot of rejection, and both of them are aspects that are speaking of us. My English today and every day, well, it is not the best, but I am trying to improve. So, well, this is important because we could be mentally focused with intensity in aspects of reality that are actually contributing with us, our creations, our projects, etc. I mean, intensity, it is not something bad. Also, this aspect could be, exchanging words, conversations where, parts of us are activated that awaken imbalances of our ego. Manipulations, something very, very common in transits of Pluto. There are these dynamics where people are trying to push others to act as they want for an unconscious or conscious benefit. That, well, in people with empathy, because in other cases it is only for this seeking of the own benefit. In people with empathy, this could emerge when we are not expressing assertively, with this firmness, with this will of Leo, this willpower of Leo. When we are not expressing something that is important for us. This means being loyal with our hearts. But also, this could appear when other people are not responding to an expectation that we believe that the others should respond. And there could also emerge the manipulation. So there are nuances in here, because with Pluto and the fixed signs in general, many times it is a little bit difficult to see them, because there is a tendency to black or white, all or nothing. I am referring that it is important to recognize when the demanding is coming from this childish space to the other person. It is about asking for someone else to cover or to accomplish something that is not his or her responsibility. Or when we are really sustaining a relationship or a discussion where we are helping, mutually to be more aware of aspects that we need to change to improve our communication or the dynamics in the relationship or the situation. And other thing, which is also totally valid, it is, expressing ourselves. For example, I'm going to put an example to make it easier. If I did an agreement with other person and the person breaks it, it is totally valid to express it. In fact, I think it is something that we should do, but we cannot force the other person to be responsible, to repair, if the other it is not responding assertively. So there, the only thing that we have, it is making decisions. I mean, changing the angle that we are seeing that situation, and to put the energy in other place. So this could be linked with seeking for, the resolution of a situation without allowing ourselves to be intimidated. Without being disloyal with ourselves, but also not ceding to our ego when we are feeling that, other people are imposing and wanting to return this energy with resentment, generating a situation that, would imply fight and conflict that is draining. because we could, face along the path with people that are very in this great imbalance, and that could be very conflictive. And if we are the ones that we are, in imbalance, well, it is a good moment to make a registration of that and to breathe, because tense aspects between Mercury and Pluto, you know, many times activate that sensation of alert. It is the threat, it is the fear projected in that situation on the outside that could lead us to attack or to invest too much energy in defending ourselves when it isn't worth it. So dealing with conflicts, seeking for the greatest benefit for everyone, that is Pluto and Aquarius. It is the invitation in here. And this means that many times we have to let go of wanting to be right. This goes beyond, what we could think, because perhaps we think that we are in the right position, but many times, stepping into that space, it is not something that will contribute. And again, this is not about allowing to do, or allowing ourselves to do things that we don't feel in alignment, only because someone or something else is putting the pressure on the outside. It is a balance between not controlling and not allowing, allowing others to control us. And this is a practice, because you will see that there are people that could have the tendency to not respect themselves, to move out quickly from a conflict, and there could be other people that are very pushy, that are going to be more intimidating. So to be in the center takes practice. If we have spent a lot of time in one of these polarities, it is quite normal that we are going to pendulum to the other side. So that is part of the practice, to pendulum between one point or another, and to find the integration between both. The last thing that I wanted to comment regarding this, it is that we could get to information that transforms a lot a situation. Hidden aspects that are coming to light with Pluto and Aquarius. As Pluto is in Aquarius, acquires this quality, this Uranian quality, and could be, information that we didn't see coming, or not that way at least. So because we are still with a lot of energy of the new moon in Cancer, and Pluto is retrograde, these things could be connected with situations of the past. Thank you, everyone. See you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.